attainment in Illinois. He's issued an executive order creating a working group to set updated goals after the state fell just short of its previous target. Illinois officials are warning taxpayers about changes to U.S. Postal Service postmarks that could affect filing deadlines this year. Officials recommend mailing documents early or filing electronically ahead of the April 15th deadline to avoid penalties. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to limit loud commercials on streaming services. The proposal would require platforms to follow the same volume standards as TV broadcasters, preventing ads from playing louder than the program. If approved, the rule would take effect in 2027. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The greatest insult the Colonel ever suffered was being served a wrap that was just a snack by a friend. So he took 2 crispy tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and pepper mayo, and wrapped them in a soft tortilla. It wasn't a snack, it was a meal. He called it a twister, and never called that friend again. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. The Twister, now back at KFC, classic or with bacon. Also try it spicy. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by KFC. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to limit loud commercials on streaming services. The proposal would require platforms to follow the same volume standards as TV broadcasters, preventing ads from playing louder than the program. If approved, the rule would take effect in 2027. Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling for a new plan to boost higher education attainment in Illinois. He's issued an executive order creating a working group to set updated goals after the state fell just short of its previous target. Illinois officials are warning taxpayers about changes to U.S. Postal Service postmarks that could affect filing deadlines this year. Officials recommend mailing documents early or filing electronically ahead of the April 15th deadline to avoid penalties. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Tonight, snow and cloudy with a low of 18. New snow accumulation of around 1 inch is possible. Looking ahead to Wednesday, a chance of snow with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 40. New snow accumulation of less than 1 inch is possible. Currently, it's 20 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. VapoCool.
Friends around the world. This is a political talk show here on WRMN. It's live coverage of the primary election. That's right. Tonight is a historic night for Illinois politics. For the first time in nearly 30 years, Dick Durbin's Senate seat is up for grabs, and the Democratic primary to replace him has become one of the most watched, most expensive, and most contentious primary battles in the country this cycle. Turnout is on the track to rival the last competitive presidential primary in 2020, a rare feat for the midterm, and an estimated 1.5 to 1.6 million Democrats and 1 million Republicans are expected to vote statewide. That comes from CBS News. On the Democratic side, Raja Krishnamoorthy, Juliana Stratton, and Robin Kelly have fought a bruising race defined by ICE, crypto money, and contested legacy endorsement. The GOP governor's race could set up a Pritzker-Bailey rematch. 5 open house seats across Chicago have been set up for fierce fights with crowded fields shaped heavily by outside spending from pro-Israel and cryptocurrency interests. Polls closed at 7, and the results are coming in now. Joining me for that, including you out there, listener, if you want to jump in, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. Joining me today is the amazing Mr. David Tease, who has been here interviewing quite a few of these candidates throughout the last couple of weeks, and one of my students from the Illinois Media School, Mr. Austin Grant. Thank you very much for being here.
Hey, thanks for inviting us.
Dave, so just give me a quick overview of tonight. Why is primary night so important?
Well, you're having your candidates on the Republican side all battling it out to get to the general election, and same thing on the Democratic side. They're all battling out like big key elections to watch. Like you just said, Raja, who's running for United States Senate, Dick Durbin's spot there. He's actually competing against 9 other candidates on that Democratic side. So
my goodness, right?
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that he's battling into. You got the governor's race, which is the top watched. I mean, for local, I'll deal with the local here in Kane County. What we're watching here is like District 11, which we've had those candidates, every one of them running for Congress in District 11. We're on the station here. And same thing with Congress District 8. We've had all those candidates on here. We're being interviewed. So those are key ones that I'm looking at in Kane County, along with the governor's race. We got 4 right now, 4 on the Republican side, only 1 on the Democrat side, which is J.B. Pritzker. So he's running unopposed. So those are key watches to race. Another one I'm really, really excited to watch is Lou Santoyo for sheriff against Rob Russell. That is one I'm really watching. And the Democrat side, I'm watching that too because you got a couple on there battling it out too. So this is like the NCAA March Madness, if you want to think about it. We're narrowing brackets down to see who goes to the Sweet 16, you know?
That's right. And helping us keep track of those numbers is Austin Grant. Thank you very much for being here,
Yes, thank you very much for having me. And he's very much correct. It's very much like a Sweet 16 on a level of who is going to make the very important decisions at very local levels in various areas of Illinois. It could be anybody's game. JB is running unopposed, as was touched on, but on the Republican side of things, it's anybody's game still until those votes are counted. And we could see some very new change in leadership. We could see a lot of different things happen to the state of Illinois and any city you live in. So it's very much important to keep in tune with what is happening here tonight. A very important event in this local election.
Absolutely. We thank you for keeping track of those. Just give us updates if anything comes in or that side updates over there. We are expected, like you said, Dave, the first 15 minutes or so are all of the mail-ins and all of the early voting. And then they'll get into the rest of it. They're still collecting ballots and still bagging up things and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
But, so what are you going to see with this? I mean, obviously, when we talk about just like the ebb and flow of voting, a lot of times when there is a Republican in the White House, the Democrats show up for the voting on that side, right? It's the same thing when the Democrats are over. We get a swell of Republicans on this. Is this still going to be a vote, not necessarily coming up with the midterms, Democrat versus Republican, but is this going to be more of a vote of the couch or civic duty?
This is more of the way I'm looking at it right now, civic duty. I'm really seeing some qualified candidates coming across, people knocking on their doors, coming across on interviews and radios or TV. I'm seeing some more common sense people that are wanting to get out there and run, not just to be in that spot or for the money. They're there for the people, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of that in this election. I'm seeing some good people running.
That's it. What do you think about a perfect candidate, right? If you had to picture a perfect candidate, not necessarily policies or anything like that, Austin, if you had to paint a picture of what our candidates should be doing, what do you think they normally or what should we be looking for when we cast our votes?
Well, a perfect candidate to me should care more about the state than just what party they're aligned with. I know it's super tempting to just align yourself with a party and pick it like it's a local football team, if you will, and just say, we're going to do this because this is what our team believes in. But Illinois and all the states in our country, for that matter, have real issues that affect real people every day at a local level, at a state level, at a town level, you name it. And I think the best candidates, in my mind, the ones I would want to go to the polls and vote for, would care about what affects each and every person in your town, state, county, you name it. And that's what a real person should run on, I think. And we've kind of lost sight of that in recent years. And I would like to see us return to that and focus on what affects the everyday person, not just the billionaires, not just the people who have corporations and whatnot, but the people who are the most affected by what we cast down on them law-wise. And that would be nice to see, and that would be a candidate I would love to support.
Absolutely. We talk about voting here on the show, and the way we talk about it is we talk about it as a bus station. We want to put a bus station. That's what we're voting for right here. You're not voting for a taxi. It's not going to take you exactly where you want to go. We gotta get as close as we can to agree that, okay, this is the direction we want to go. This is where we want to be. And then you get off the bus and you carry your happy feet the rest of the way and do whatever you need to get there. By all means, we all want a bus station in front of our house. We all want our candidate to be exactly what we want them to be. But at the end of the day, we got to look at what direction are we moving towards, and can we vote for not necessarily the lesser of two evils, as everybody likes to put it, but we need to vote for the better of our, the betterment for humanity and the better of our communities, as you said, Austin.
Well, one of the things I like to point out here, a lot of these voters that are out there now, we're voting to stop the ridiculous rise of taxes. And that goes throughout the nation. Every state, every county, every city, everywhere. This is what the topic is. So now you know, and I know we've been talking about, we are being taxed to death. Every time we turn around, we don't find a solution to the problem. We just raise the taxes. That's their solution to the problem. Throw more money
at it.
Right. And when I ran for Kane County Board, I ran on one thing. Why would I want to raise my own taxes when there are other ways we can work the budget, make some cuts? Nobody likes layoffs or cuts, but why would I want to raise my own taxes?
Absolutely.
That's why I'm here, and that's why I'm running. And
makes perfect sense.
And that could be it, Austin. Maybe the people that are making the laws aren't affected by them.
Well,
maybe that's what's
maybe they
that's
feel they're
right?
above the laws, or maybe they aren't affected by them. But that's a shame, in my opinion, because it would be nice to see the people governed by what affects them the most and what they feel is right versus what is wrong. And that will better us not only as a town, not only as a state, but as a nation. I truly feel in my heart of hearts that would be the best thing for everybody, is to feel like they're represented, like people care about how they feel deep down inside. I think everyone on both sides of the political spectrum wants that to some extent.
Long live the Republic, right?
Yeah. And we'll talk about Mike Pierce after this, what he's going to do with the money he makes when he's a congressman. I'll tell you what he's going to do with his salary.
That's going to be good. We've got more mystery, including who's going to get to the final ticket. You're listening to Apolitical Talk Show here on WRMN. Join the conversation. 847-931-1410 is the place to go to call in, or send us a text. 505-926-1410. 505-926-1410. We're also streaming on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Good to see you over there. That's youtube.com. You can find us at WRMN Radio. Apolitical Talk Show. Be right back after this.
Hi, this is Sherry Aschenbrenner, Vice President of Dementia Friendly Elgin Area. Everyone knows somebody living with dementia. Caregivers and friends of those with dementia are always welcome at our Elgin Area Memory Cafe, always the second Tuesday of every month at 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the South Elgin Public Works Building, 1000 Bowes Road in South Elgin. Also, Dementia Friendly Elgin Area gives free 20-minute dementia awareness trainings to local businesses, church groups, to bunco groups. Just invite us. If you'd like to get put on Sherry's senior email blast list, please email us at dfelist@gmail.com. Also, you can go and visit our website at dementiafriendlyelginarea.org.
Tune in to Sherry's Senior Moments radio show on the second Thursday of each month at 9:05 a.m. until 10 a.m. on WRMN AM 1410, WRMN Radio app, or WRMN Radio on YouTube. That's Sherry's Senior Moments, providing resources and information for our seniors in the community.
Enjoying a healthy dinner that tastes great means eating out at a pricey restaurant, right? Wrong. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers are delicious and healthy. The Tray and Tray steam technology delivers crisp veggies and tender protein in tasty selections, like Healthy Choice Simply Steamers grilled chicken and broccoli Alfredo. It's a satisfying meal with 28 grams of protein and nothing artificial. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers. What having it all tastes like.
For a little lighthearted lawlessness on Sunday afternoons, listen to Handle on the Law from 4 to 7 p.m. Handle on the Law is a unique combination of useful legal advice and outrageous handle remarks. Whether you're talking about Big Brother, big business, big legal problems, or Big Macs, you'll rarely find Bill without an opinion. His rapid-fire commentary gives listeners the information they crave in the way they crave it. It's Handle on the Law, Sunday afternoons from 4 to 7 p.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Back to a political talk show here on WRMN. Let me introduce myself. I am Dennis Sonar Green. You can find me out there on the internets. Google those 3 words. I'll show up eventually. Apolitical talk shows also out there as well. If you want to listen to a couple great podcasts that are out there, we're almost at 100 episodes posted. And I say posted because I'm incredibly lazy about that. I should probably post more episodes. Especially the ones I've been doing for the past 3 years. It should be way more than 100. But you can find the feed out there, including the new episode of Somebody Knows Something, the 1% podcast, Top 1% podcast, featuring your Elgin Police Department cold case unit. We've already dropped that new bonus episode, and you can check that out on your favorite podcasting platform. I prefer Spreaker. You can find the River Media Network over there and all of our podcasts out on those platforms. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'm joined with Mr. David Tease. He's been through the election grinder 1 or 2 8 times, right?
No, actually, the big one was the county board, but precinct committee person is, I've never been. You usually don't be contested onto that one. That's a primary election. That's you win it right there.
Right, yeah.
As long as you don't got
because who goes against you, right? That seems like a jerk move. Anyway, we've also got our stat keepers right now. That would be Austin Grant and Mike Jones over there, too. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Dennis.
It's great to have people on to the station, especially those that don't always follow politics as deeply as us as we normally do here. This is a weekly, a daily show type of thing, so we've got to follow it a little bit more. But what have you guys been seeing as far as the candidates, as our first numbers start coming in? Have you been just bombarded with people? Where have you seen some of the ads, or have they just followed you everywhere?
I've definitely seen a lot from Raja, and I would say, the past decade, I've seen a lot from Raja, and I've been bombarded on my phone with some Melissa Bean this election term.
I could believe that. Are you starting to see more Democrat or Republican versus Democrat? What are you seeing when you guys see these election ones?
Well, I personally get a lot of the advertisements from the more Democratic side of things, but as far as the number of candidates running, we are seeing a ton of Republicans come up and rise up to try to overthrow the current Democratic reign of things here in Illinois. It's kind of always been a blue state if you look at the history of Illinois.
I think this side of the world's moving a bit more purple.
Yeah.
I think you could start to see it in even just some of the local elections, too.
It's nice to see more purple, too. That's kind of how more things get accomplished, in my opinion, is when people on both sides of the political spectrum meet in the middle and try to solve the issues instead of rooting for their respective teams. I personally feel.
Absolutely. And today is the day where the teams choose their candidates for the general election. Dave, you've got a couple of the ones that you're looking at over there. You said there were a couple things that stood out to you as soon as the first wave dropped. If you want to watch the Same numbers that we're at as well. You can go to electionresults.kanecountyil.gov. That's where the station does broadcast out of. If you want us to look at anything else specific out there, give us a call, 847-931-1410. Dave?
Okay, right now for United States Senate, on the Republican side here, we're looking at the two top runners who I thought would be it with Don Tracy and Jeannie Evans. Yeah, they both are neck and neck right now. As these are not total results. We're still bringing them in. On the Democratic side, though, Raja is kicking everybody's butt. Basically, he's going to walk away with that.
And now we're still in the early voting, and we're still in mail-in voting right now.
Right.
I mean, everything that was postmarked, I'm sure, last week. If you got postmarked today, I mean, congratulations. You're probably not going to be counted until 7 days from now anyway. So we'll see. But we're only, 10% reporting right now? Maybe.
We're at
maybe
right
anything.
Now,
This is the first shot in the arm, and this was dropped right at 7:01 p.m. So this was all that was just sitting in the database ready to just
This
get
is the
launched.
mail-in ballot starts. First things that are literally counted. Early voting starts following up because it ended yesterday, and today's the election. So those are still, going through the system. But right now, I'm going to say this right now, mail-in ballots usually set the tone as to how the elections are going to play out the rest of the night. Now you'll start seeing it as the early voting, and then the day of the elections may tweak it back and forth. But in my experience, the mail-in ballots were the ones that I was behind, and then I stayed behind on that, and I saw that happen with everybody. Here's another interesting thing for governor. We already know that Pritzker is the Democrat winner. Nobody ran against him. But some interesting theories, or not theories, but interesting things are happening. Ted Dabrowski is 31% right now, and Bailey's at 37. We have a tight race.
That's going to be the one that's adjusted for people who showed up.
Right.
For today's votes. Absolutely.
Right. And the other thing that, like, for local people I love the guy. I think he's an amazing guy. He's great for the job on the Republican side, which was for Sheriff Rob Russell. Is leading. He's gaining momentum, and on the Democrat side, Johnson, she's running still close. But to be honest with you, she is actually really coming up on there. Another one I said we would be watching would be the
11th. Is that the next one up on your list?
Yeah, the 11th. Right.
That's with Jeff Walter and Michael Pierce as well. Those two are real close. They're 500, maybe 450 votes apart.
Yeah.
And so that's another one that Republicans tend to vote on election day. That tends to be what's there. Now, is it skewed enough to really put anything there? But in these smaller races like this, where you're already seeing just in the mail-in side only a 450 vote difference in it, that's gonna make a difference for people that show up. So we've got 2 more minutes left in it. Let's run down a couple of the other ones.
Can I do one really quickly? Another one I'm excited to watch. I do like her a lot too. For Illinois State Senator, 33rd District on the Republican ticket is Danielle Penman. She's right now up 57% to 42%. And you got to remember, this is actually Don DeWitt's spot. He is not running, so that is an open seat. So he's been the guy there for a long time. And on the 33rd, there's only one Democrat running, so you might as well just say Michelle Clark is the winner in there. So Michelle will be taking on Danielle or Jessica in that race in November. That's one to watch.
Absolutely. We got some other ones coming up as well. Love to hear from everybody else. Who did you vote for? The reason that we started after closing is I didn't want to push too hard on either candidate because I knew we wouldn't have enough time to talk about everybody. But we do have enough time to talk about the elections as the results roll in. Again, go over to your clerk's office website, whatever that is. I think it's DuPageClerk.gov. I know KaneCountyIL.gov has it over there for the election results. So if you're in the listening area outside of Kane County, we are going to hit some of the national and also some of the statewide elections as well. So stick around. We've got more Apolitical Talk Show with the coverage of the 26 primary races here on WRMN. We'll be right back after this.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by KFC. Illinois officials are warning taxpayers about changes to U.S. Postal Service postmarks that could affect filing deadlines this year. Officials recommend mailing documents early or filing electronically ahead of the April 15th deadline to avoid penalties. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to limit loud commercials on streaming services. The proposal would require platforms to follow the same volume standards as TV broadcasters, preventing ads from playing louder than the program. If approved, the rule would take effect in 2027. Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling for a new plan to boost higher education attainment in Illinois. He's issued an executive order creating a working group to set updated goals after the state fell just short of its previous target. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Chicagoland? Need trusted legal help with real estate, evictions, or estate planning? Turn to Guthrie & Brady, the happy lawyers serving the greater Chicago area since 1965. With over 50 years of experience, they handle titles and deeds, foreclosures, landlord-tenant issues, wills, trusts, and more. Appointments available evenings or weekends at their Roselle office or right in your home. Call Guthrie & Brady now at 847-524-1215. That's 847-524-1215. Or visit gnblegal.com. Guthrie & Brady, personal, professional, affordable legal services for all of Chicagoland. The happy lawyers since 1965. That's gnblegal.com. Or 847-524-1215. Guthrie & Brady, trusted legal help made easy, fast, affordable, and experienced. Call today.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Tonight, snow and cloudy skies with a low around 18. New snow accumulation of about 1 inch is possible. Looking ahead to Wednesday, a chance of snow with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 40. There's a 40% chance of new snow accumulation of less than 1 inch. Currently, it's 19 and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
our second update from the county clerk. They're going to give us that. Last update was right at 7:01. That's the automated stuff that came in, just like Mr. T's said. We've also got the scorekeepers over there next to us as well. Mike and Austin are taking care of that. We appreciate it, fellas. Could you give us a little update on the ticker there?
Well, it looks like here in the early goings, it looks like as far as the United States Senator on the Republican side of things, Don Tracy is currently pulling away in a very, very close race with Jeannie Evans.
That's just under 100 or just over, right?
Yeah, it is quite close. But on the Democratic side of things for said position, United States Senator, it looks like Raja Krishnamurthy is currently running away with this thing as it looks at the moment with the 53% vote. No one's even close to touching him right now as it looks.
Yeah, Julia Stratton was the other one that was, I think, trailing behind him right now. She's 5,000 behind on those early ballots that were cast. Julia Stratton is also the the lieutenant governor as well.
Yes.
J.B. Pritzker's and former President Obama's pick as well. So the endorsements got her to 29.89%. Mike, if you were going to get endorsed by anybody, who would you want him to be?
Well, I don't really know if you can touch an endorsement from President Obama, but probably Jesus Christ.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
well, that'll definitely get you some votes there. So Raja looks like is taken away for at least this little bit. Again, it's only the 7.7% turnout, so there's nothing too crazy. You got anything over there for the governor's race?
On the Republican side, scroll back down again, other way. It's actually, we just looked at those numbers. They had keep going downwards. Wait a second.
It's towards the top there.
Yeah, you got Lieutenant Governor, one more. That's for Governor and Lieutenant Governor. There it is. You still got right now Darren Bailey is still up, and like I said, these are still from the 701 totals. He's up 37%, but you got Ted Dabrowski, who is actually 31%. So that is still a tight race. We're talking about close to 400 differences right there. So Heidner is at 15%, but once again, these were mail-in ballot totals that they come in first, then next is early voting, and then actually day of. So they come in three series.
Do the Republicans have different habits for voting than the Democrats do? Like, is it more of the in-person or maybe the early voting in person versus the mail-in side to it?
Right. Yeah.
Speaking as a Republican for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Speaking as a Republican, one of the things about it is that you can, Republicans like to vote in person. They never have trust in mail-in ballots. Okay. So they'll do early voting or they'll do day of. But, if Democrat or Republican, day of voting, man, that's hit or miss. We could have a snowstorm. You could have the flu. A plane could crash into, you never know.
A pipe could burst.
A pipe could burst in your house. You got to call a plumber. And now I'm not voting on the day of the election. Okay. But anyhow, that's why I'm really liking the early voting in person. And that's how it does. While Democrats like to use the mail-in ballots, and mail-in ballots were a trend, especially after COVID. And don't get me wrong, I'm not insulting anybody, but life has been too convenient not to leave your house with Uber Eats, groceries being delivered, Amazon, mail-in ballots. Why leave your house? You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. So, but like I did express, I'm going to tell voters this. I did express this with the post office law. They said 7 days before the day of the election, you might want to turn in your mail-in ballots to the post office. You don't get them time-stamped at the post office. They have to go to the distribution center. Now, people are like, no, they time-stamp it there. No. My mom worked for the post office. They changed that rule. So you might be out of luck if you waited a little bit too long.
That's true. You always want to get it in early. Really, I guess not always want to get it in early. It's one of those things that you don't know if all of a sudden a news story is going to break 2 days before, and all of a sudden They might be eating babies, right? You have no idea what's with the news cycle that's now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the world. You never know if you can make it in person.
Yeah,
But
so maybe not voting like 2 or 3 months ahead of time. Maybe just like a couple of weeks ahead of time might be the better way to go.
And
but
one of the things you may not know, or you guys may not know on mail-in ballots, they can be tracked as to who has requested a mail-in ballot. And so if you're a requested mail-in ballot, Democrat or Republican, and you have already turned in your mail-in ballots, they know that your ballot has been turned in. We just don't know who you voted for. But we can also look like 3 days, 4 days, a week before the elections, and we can pinpoint who has not turned in their mail-in ballots. We could go knock on their doors and ask them why. And both parties can do that. So that's why mail-in ballots, we can know who voted and who hasn't yet with their mail-in ballots. That is something that it is a tracking way of finding out, are those ballots still out there?
Yeah. Do not do both. That's a felony. Don't do both.
Well, in Chicago, I thought you could vote as many times as you wanted.
Yeah, you can do that.
Is that not true?
Vote early, vote often. Right?
But don't do that. If you do plan on voting in person, bring your mail-in ballot and hand it over. They are supposed to confiscate it right there.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've got a new update yet, but we are going to just take a quick break. Give us a call, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. When we come back from this break, if we have not gotten a new result update on it, we'll talk about voter ID and the SAVE Act, and we'll dissect what does the SAVE Act actually do, and what do we all actually really want. Hint, 80% of Americans think that you should show some form of photo ID when you go to vote. Here we are on A Political Talk Show, WRMN. We'll be right back after this.
Isn't just a city. It's a community built on connection, innovation, and opportunity. And at the heart of it all is the Elgin Chamber of Commerce. For over a century, the Elgin Chamber has helped local businesses grow, connecting entrepreneurs, advocating for progress, and inspiring the leaders of tomorrow. Whether you're a new business just starting out or an established company looking to expand, the Elgin Chamber is your partner for success. Join a powerful network of leaders making a difference in our community every day. Together, we're shaping the future of Elgin one connection at a time. Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, where business and community grow together. Call now, 847-741-5660, or go to info@elginchamber.com. Contact Carol Gieske.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Welcome back to a political talk show here on WRMN. It looks like we are going to have to extend it a little bit longer. I don't know if we'll go until the full 9 o'clock hour, but we definitely will hit 8:30 because I want to get a couple updates in these, man. Like, I don't want to sit here for an entire hour staring at the same one. I mean,
I don't know what the delay is. I mean, I really don't.
It's because it's because it said Tad Dabrowski on it. That's what it was.
Oh, that's what it's called.
St. Charles messed it all up. I think it was St. Charles.
Yeah,
I'm throwing shade at a town that I hope is. I hope it was the one. No, I think there was a county that they put on Tad Dabrowski in it, so they had to switch it over for early voting on that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about voter ID. We haven't gotten an update, so we'll just give you a quick one here. Don Tracy and Jeannie Evans are pretty much about 100 or so apart from each other. Raja Krishnamurthy is taking it with a good, I would say, 25% already for that early over Julia Stratton is the next one up. We're also looking at Tad Dabrowski, and that Kerry Mendoza ticket is slightly under the Darren Bailey and Aaron B. Delmar side of it.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Heidinger and then Mendrick both coming in the teens on their side of that side. So I just want to get your guys' opinion on this stuff about the voter ID, right? There's a lot of people that are, hey, some people can't get it, some people can get it. Look, it is a lot easier to have a photo ID than it is for me to go get a passport to then go register to vote. That's insanity.
Yeah.
To have to go through all of that. But that's what's in the SAVE Act right now. The SAVE Act right now, you have to bring all kinds of stuff physically to the clerk's office to register to vote. And if your stuff does not have your exact name on it, so if you got married, maybe you've got a hyphenated name. I mean, you might have a Mendoza Gonzalez that's in there, and maybe one of your license or something says only one of the other, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's usually what you go with. So even the European name structure doesn't really fit. Or what if you got married and you hyphenated your name then? Like, it's just a whole bunch of things. J.B. Pritzker, you're going to have to show up with a whole bunch of things, buddy. Like, that guy's changed his name at least 3 times. Like, the vice president is going to have a whole heap of mess. So where do you guys stand on this? Do we get more restrictive? Do we show our ID? Look, if the election judge looks at me and goes, hey, buddy, show me your ID, I gotta.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I sign an affidavit that says, hey, I am who I am, and in 7 days, I'll have a photo ID for you. But at any point, they can shotgun and say, hey, you're not who you say you are. Give me your stuff. I mean, do we need to go one step further I mean, we're almost at one incident of illegal people voting per year. Of all of our elections. We're going to upend all of our elections to make sure these 1 or 2 people a year don't get in there that we're finding.
No, well, you're going to find out that I could have two people call you in there. My mom and my aunt were poll watchers at the Elgin Township in 2024, and that was when I witnessed it myself. They were told what time to come in, and these were people being assisted, translators, people showing up the day to vote. I mean, we're talking 5,000 in Kane County showed up the day of the elections to vote.
Oh, yeah.
And
shout out to the poll workers today, too.
Right.
You're driving
They did a
home
great
now. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good job.
All week, the 2 weeks of early voting. But they were watching them like, the election judges are sitting there, the people signing in. It's like, they're registered in to vote. While they're trying to get people voting in long lines, it was chaos. And they were just like to a point where just register them. No phone bill, no photo ID, no nothing. Just a person say they are who they say they are. They were going nuts, okay? One guy showed up, and this is no lie, in Gilbert's at the Eagles Club to actually vote. Came in, voted, came back an hour later. He was from China, and he said, "I'd like my ballot back." And the election judge goes, "Why?" "Well, I'm not a legal citizen. I don't want no trouble. I don't want them to know I did this. And somebody said I could go to jail for this. Please give me my ballot back." And they're like, "It's already in the machine, dude. You're not getting it back, And incidents like that were happening. I mean,
I absolutely understand that. There are going to be people that attempt to get in it.
Right.
But that's why we build a system that weeds those out. Not well, you got the right papers. How can I not go out if I already sold your identity? Right. I already have all of the papers anyway. I'm already taking your identity to begin with. I mean, my biggest issue is why don't we build the system to catch all of those things? That's why we have that. So yeah, the guy showed up. Yeah, the guy voted, but he only went through the process. At the end of the day, it's when they count the ballot is what really matters on this. Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you kind of have to think about what we care about as Americans more. You care about making sure that the people that can't vote do vote more, or do you care about getting the most amount of legally voting American citizens to the polls? Because what's going to end up happening is with all of these extras that we're adding in, it's just going to deter people who are like on the fence. Oh, I got to work. I hope maybe I can get into the ballot. Oh, wait, now I got to bring all this extra stuff. Just forget it. Yeah, and I feel like that's going to end up being more than maybe we'd bargained for.
And I'm not to the point where we're at where, okay, I'm going to show up to your house. Who do you vote for? Like, we don't need to make it that easy. We do need to get some skin in the game, right, with it. But at the end of the day, we don't want to disenfranchise people. There are some people that if this SAVE Act does go through, they're driving hundreds of miles to get to their clerk's office because of all the gerrymandering and everything else. They've got to drive from the other side of the world to get to their clerk's office. Hours of driving. If they forget their marriage certificate, or if they've got to go out and get something else, they say, well, then they'll just sign an affidavit that says that they are who they are, and then they've got time to prove it. That's what we had to do now. So why make it harder for that? I mean, I'm there with you. Show an ID. I should at least have to have a picture with me and my name matching it, and have that side to it. But at the end of the day, we have to make it as easy as possible for citizens to vote. We just have to. It's the only way we're going to get the actual count of what we actually want.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think the nicest thing be having multiple avenues in which to register to vote. I mean, a driver's license, it tells you what state you're from, it tells you what your legal name is, all the things. Social Security card would be nice to have as a backup option. Because, I mean, what more proves you're a citizen of this country and the state than a Social Security card? People have passports. People have all different kinds of ways to prove who they are. And that, if you have multiple avenues but limited avenues, you can disenfranchise the dead from voting, people from voting more than once, and all kinds of other inconsistencies in the election, while still allowing people who are American citizens who want to vote to be able to, and encourage them to do so.
I think we had a lot of trust in our election system. Now, we lost a little bit with the Bush-Gore side of things, but at the end of the day, even after that, that gave us a lot of trust in our election system. Honestly, it wasn't until 16, 15 or so when we started going, okay, well, if I lose, then it was cheating, but if I win, like, it's just
exactly.
That's my problem with it is we got into this tribalistic side where we don't trust the election if my team doesn't win. Like, I don't know if it's because we all think that everybody thinks like me, like if the ego has grown to our community aspect of it, or if we're all just like, nope, they're out against us. At what level of election denialism is it paranoia? Like, what's the scale, right?
I mean, when I lost by 300 votes, but I wasn't out there screaming it was rigged. I'm not like that, one of those type of people, but people do have that in their mind. I know some politicians that were really high on to that gosh. Really high on to that theory. But my question is to you, to get a passport to travel, you got to show a lot of forms of ID, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
What's the difference of what we're doing with the SAFE Act? Voter ID with the right identifications to make sure you get it. And to be honest with you, I don't get on an airplane, so I don't need a passport. I don't plan on leaving this country, so I don't.
Absolutely, 100%.
Right.
And which amendment and which part of the Constitution was getting a passport guaranteed to every citizen?
Right.
That's a great point.
Why is it a law, too?
That's my point of it. Is this getting a passport or driving a car or owning a firearm registration? Even then, I'll argue that that's a well-regulated militia is registering a firearm.
Right. Absolutely.
My issue is that as an American citizen, my government should make it as easy as possible for getting my voice into what they do. And even if you want to break it down to the bare bones 10th Amendment, 4th Article, state right, sovereignty type of stuff, sure. But my state's going to make sure that I have every right to say whatever I want to.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. That's why I expressed the multiple avenues thing. Any form of registered state ID where you go through leaps and bounds to get that ID, they verify who you are to the bone, should suffice for being able to vote in what's considered a free nation's election. If you register with the state and you tell them, hey, this is my first and last name, this is who I am as a person, this is everything you need to know about me, why is that not constitutive of being able to vote?
They're worried about the people that can't prove a driver's license or a state ID because they really ain't citizens here. That's why they're worried about the Voters Act, whatever it is, just to verify all that stuff. But I think you're right. State ID, like you said, driver's license, you go to the polling place, you are who you are.
Absolutely.
Because there's hurdles to get to that point.
You and 80% of America, according to CNN's most recent poll for it, I just wish the SAVE Act reflected that.
You're right.
And even then, I would love to have more precincts. I would love to have more judges. I would love to have more places and more opportunities that we can get to actually put this stuff together. So stick around. We've got some more election coverage coming up. We're waiting for another update from the clerk. We'll see what happens from there. You're listening to A Political Talk Show here on WRMN. When we come back, if we still haven't had an update, we will look at it and see if we can talk about rank choice voting. I think that may be our next avenue for discussion for some things over here. So you're listening to A Political Talk Show on WRMN. Stick around. We've got more after this.
Get ready for Around the House every Saturday night from 5 to 7 p.m. on WRMN AM 1410. If you're a homeowner or contractor looking to tackle those projects that feel a bit too big, this is the show for you.
Join Eric along with his knowledgeable guests as they dive deep into everything from DIY renovations to creating a healthy home environment. We'll provide you with the tools and tips you need to complete your projects with confidence and ease. But it's not all work and no play. We believe in having fun. Our passion for home improvement shines through as we help you save time, money, and reduce the stress of DIY. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, don't miss Around the House. Tune in every Saturday night and let's tackle those home projects together.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 8 o'clock.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by KFC. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to limit loud commercials on streaming services. The proposal would require platforms to follow the same volume standards as TV broadcasters, preventing ads from playing louder than the program. If approved, the rule would take effect in 2027. Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling for a new plan to boost higher education attainment in Illinois. He's issued an executive order creating a working group to set updated goals after the state fell just short of its previous target. Illinois officials are warning taxpayers about changes to U.S. Postal Service postmarks that could affect filing deadlines this year. Officials recommend mailing documents early or filing electronically ahead of the April 15th deadline to avoid penalties. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by KFC. Illinois officials are warning taxpayers about changes to U.S. Postal Service postmarks that could affect filing deadlines this year. Officials recommend mailing documents early or filing electronically ahead of the April 15th deadline to avoid penalties. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to limit loud commercials on streaming services. The proposal would require platforms to follow the same volume standards as TV broadcasters, preventing ads from playing louder than the program. If approved, the rule would take effect in 2027. Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling for a new plan to boost higher education attainment in Illinois. He's issued an executive order creating a working group to set updated goals after the state fell just short of its previous target. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blade. Tonight, snow and cloudy skies with a low around 18. New snow accumulation of about 1 inch is possible. Looking ahead to Wednesday, a chance of snow with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 40. There's a 40% chance of new snow accumulation of less than 1 inch. Currently, it's 19 and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start to apply. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
Hello, America, and good day to our friends around the world. This is hour number 2 for A Political Talk Show. This is our primary election coverage, 2026 Illinois primary election coverage. For those of you that are listening around the world, that's right, we are streaming on YouTube. You can find us at youtube.com. You've been there before. You can find us at WRMN Radio. That's the place to go. You can also go to WRMN1410.com to find out how you can listen, watch, and interact with the show. I encourage you to give us a call, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. You can also give us a text, 505-926-1410. I've got a couple people sitting in the studio with me. They're checking their screens. They're looking at the numbers. They are making sure that we get the latest information out to you. That, of course, is the fantabulous Mr. David T. sitting over there with us. He's been your guide through quite a few of these primary interviews. We also got our 2 trusty statisticians over there. Austin and Mike are taking over the reins for that. You guys got an update over there brought to you by WGN Channel 9. If you could go ahead and give us your the latest in what we've got for the Senate.
Yeah, well, Dennis, it looks like that endorsement from former President Obama is working out pretty well for Julie Stratton right now. Looks like she is ahead by around 32,000 votes. And we're getting a little bit of an update here now. Looks like that is going to be 38,000 votes or so ahead of Raja. So, pretty crazy flip of the script here in the last 30 minutes with our update.
Yeah, very surprising as Raja was clearly the early front runner, in my humble opinion. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think the numbers looked a little bit inflated too, just because Raja was pushing really hard for those early mail-in ballots. So I think that was going to,
And in Kane County, he's still sitting at the 51%, and they got only a couple more percentage points. So Kane County, he could still win Kane County, but the overall is where he's going to have it.
They're looking more into like Cook County, into that area too, with that whole entire thing, which is a more populated area. You're right. So we're just getting the Kane County totals. If you go to the Cook County side, oh my Lord, that is just way too much to go through. That's why going to other news outlets to get our sources from work out pretty good.
What about the Republican side?
Yep, that Republican side, we have Don Tracy. Looks like he is with a pretty decent lead over Jeannie Evans. He's sitting at a healthy 38% right now with Jeannie Evans in second there at around 21.5%.
That's also you could see for the for the Republican side of things of people showing up, right? Even when we were talking about before, when it's the opposite election, right? If there's a Democrat in the office of the White House, then the Republicans show up. With this one, we're seeing the exact same thing, where the Republicans haven't really shown up for this vote either.
Well, what we got to do is compare numbers. So at Don Tracy, I can't see. What's Don Tracy's total votes right now?
48,000.
Now go up to the leader of that race up there with Raja. What does she have?
200,000 more.
See, yeah, so we're actually behind the eight ball with the Republican side. More Democrats coming out and voting there.
And that's what you're going to see, too, also in the state of Illinois as well. You're also going to see more of a turnout for it. But, I mean, this is a mountain of people. I mean, just looking at the 500,000 people that voted for Stratton and Krishma Orthy, like, that's, for the most part, almost 500,000 sitting just in that.
I was about to say that's a total of about 500,000 people. And that's quite the number right here in the early goings even.
You're looking at the entire U.S. Senate Republican primary voting. Every single person that voted is included in the Julia Stratton number in there. So, I mean, I'm not saying that they're not picking their people, but what I'm saying is we got to get more people out, guys. We got to get more people out. So obviously Pritzker is the Democrat on that side of it, but the Republican Party side, we're looking right now, Darren Bailey's coming in at 41.9 with only 30% reporting. We also have Ted Dabrowski coming in that second side with 38% for that. We also are looking at the same numbers here. Obviously, we don't know how many people selected J.B. Pritzker on the non-ballot that's there, but we're seeing a lot of people show up for this Bailey, Dabrowski, Heidner, and Mendrick type of side here.
You know, it's very interesting. So if you take the Republican totals, okay, what we got there compared to what Pritzker said, how many people voted for Pritzker?
0 votes for Pritzker. I mean, he ain't going to win anything.
Well, he ran unopposed, but at least
against all odds.
Yeah, but he ran unopposed. But whereas everything is 0 on that whole entire thing, and they listed him already as a winner. So maybe that's why they eliminated the numbers.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think they've. More than likely, they're not even on the ticket.
Yeah, he has no opposition, so there's kind of no reason.
Right, but they would still at least tell us how many votes are coming in, so there's a comparison as to how many Democrats voted in that race and how many did that.
I think we might have it right here. Looks like 22,000 right here.
For which?
And it's election results, Kane County.
Yeah.
For Pritzker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you add up all the Republicans' results there, that will give you a total as to what we're looking at between how many voters voted for in that category, Those are numbers that I like to look at, is to see how many Democrats have came out and voted in that category compared to Republican side,
Yeah,
too.
and to touch on that, it looks like over 30,000 more people voted on the Republican side of things on that. And you could argue it's more than just the fact that there was only one Democratic candidate, that more of the Republican voters came out and cared to voice their opinions on who could be potentially the next Illinois governor. It's been a Democratic governor for as long as I can remember living here.
And Kane County's moving purple too, Dave, right?
Yes, we're trying to get momentum back. I got another update that just came in here, too.
While we're doing that, I'll give you the winners. We've got a couple of them. Copy is projected GOP winner in the 7th district, Koppie. Brad Schneider wins the Democratic nomination for the U.S. House of Illinois in the 10th congressional district. Brad Schneider won that side. The Associated Press has already reported that. Sean Casten wins the Democratic nomination for the 6th congressional district. Then we've also got Mike Quigley winning the Democratic nomination for U.S. House in 5th congressional district. And let's see here. Tommy Hansen wins the Republican nomination for the 5th congressional district. And that seems to be all of the winner announcements so far. Let's see here. We go one more pass over what we've got here. Did we get an update? Oh, we got a 1 percentage point update on things over here. Not by much.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to give you an update here with Kane County. The races I said for sheriff, Democrat, you had Rodriguez is behind on Amy Johnson. We're looking at close to a 10% difference. She seems to be pulling ahead by a little under about 3,000 votes right there. And then on the other side, for the Republican side there, you got Rob Russell is just up 66% to 33% with Santoyo. So Rob is starting to walk away with that in Kane County with 3.65% of the precincts reporting right now.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break here on WRMN. We appreciate everybody sticking around with us. We're going to have some more results for that primary election here on A Political Talk Show. Stick around. We've got more coming up right after this.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks, Nancy and Becky, for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends. From exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to a political talk show here on WRMN. That is 1410 on that AM dial, or WRMN1410.com is the place to go. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. You're listening to A Political Talk Show. You can give us a call, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. I got somebody on the line already. Hello, caller. Welcome aboard. What would you like to talk about?
Yeah, I would like to speak to Yon and Yam if they are available.
Yon and Yam? That's you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we had a frickin' frack type of thing going on over here. What's up, fellas?
Hey, how you doing?
Who can we say is calling?
I believe his name is Somi.
Somi.
Good to hear from you. How are you doing?
Good. I just wanted to know what are the vibes in Illinois tonight?
Well, it's election time, so we're all excited for meeting our new candidates.
Yeah, I would say the vibes in Illinois, a lot of freedom out there, a lot of people voicing their opinions today, and I think everybody, probably about half of everyone is going to be in a great mood, and then, a little bit less than half of everybody else is going to be a little upset.
Raj is surprisingly falling behind as we see. Isn't that right there?
Yeah. Roger falling behind just a little bit. Looks like that Obama endorsement is pushing Stratton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stratton pulling ahead. Don Tracy, no surprise, also ahead as it stands right now. So that's very much the vibe right
funnier, now. As a translation for you, Raja means king, but guess what, Raja? Not king anymore. See you later.
It is starting to seem that way. He may be on his way out.
I would believe that majority rules, but I believe, unfortunately, that's not the case. And now in Ohio and Cincinnati in particular, as you might know, it's a great place here.
I was born in Cincinnati.
Is your name Jones by chance?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently, it looks like we cannot be accepting baby killer money in Illinois anymore, which is really unfortunate for the establishment. What are your thoughts on that, gentlemen?
Well, it depends, because there's a lot of that money floating around from different places. But the biggest issue is, I think, not getting anybody too involved that doesn't have skin in the game, right? Why should somebody be donating to anybody that isn't really affected by the candidate?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And more so than that, even, we would like candidates to come to the forefront that share the values of the many people throughout our cities, throughout our state as a whole, and throughout our country to really make their way to the polls and voice how they feel. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, is the everyday person being represented to the fullest, I feel. And I think many people would agree with that.
Well, thank you, caller. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. And one last question for you. Lou Malnati's or Giordano's?
Giordano's crust is king,
Yeah,
baby.
I'm a Giordano's
Raja
guy.
is king, and so is the Giordano's crust.
The sauce is better, too.
Sauce is better. I'm a thin crust guy versus thick crust guy. Controversial opinion for Chicago pizza.
Now,
but
if you were stuck in a parking lot across from a Walmart on Barrington Road,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
you got Los B's or you got Giordano's, what is your choice?
depends on the evening, but I think I'd go Los Peas 6 times out of 10.
It could be.
I'd probably go Los Bees as well.
Well, you two gentlemen are American heroes, and I'm proud of you.
We do our best. So are our co-hosts.
We'll see it,
as
Somi.
well.
Get out
But
there and vote.
Get out and vote. That's the most important thing.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. If you want to give us a call, 847-931-1410. We got somebody else on the line as well. Hello, caller. Welcome aboard.
Hello?
Hello.
Coach Jones!
What is that?
Hey, how are you doing? Let us know some things. What are your questions? What are your comments, concerns?
Do you guys have a guest with you on the radio right now?
Who is this?
Coach Jones!
Oh, this looks like it's one of my my former athletes.
Okay.
Alden, is that you?
Well, you did say we're a high school student, so
Yeah,
I could find the antics.
This is a political talk show. Do you have any political questions for us here?
Yeah. Does ketchup belong on a Chicago-style hot dog? Or hot dogs in general?
Yes, it does.
Chicago
I will say yes.
Okay.
I could see that.
Now, what makes you think the ketchup is an important addition to a Chicago-style hot dog specifically?
Why would you exclude any ingredients? That's just being racist against an ingredient.
That's not American. That's true.
It's
That's true.
Yeah.
You should be able to put whatever you want to on
You
your
should
hot
have
dog.
equal condiments on your hot dog.
I see that one.
I'm going to go with an absolutely no. But that's just me. That's the Chicago style. You got to stick with the style. You know, it's worked in the past and it's going to continue to work for years and years to come.
It's like saying, does ketchup belong on a New York style cheesecake?
Yeah, no, it doesn't belong on there. But you know
You
what?
could put it.
I look at it this way: 7-year-old, 6-year-old style hot dogs with no bun and ketchup.
There you go. Just dip
That's
it
how
right
we got
away.
started, right?
Hey, thanks a lot,
Hey,
caller. I
that is how we
really
got started.
appreciate you calling in. WRMN's 1410 is the best place to listen.
Thank you for calling.
Have a good one.
You too. That is the calls, 847-931-1410. That's all I had lined up over here. We'll get another update now that we've got 35% reporting. Julia Stratton coming in at that 38.8%. Raja Krishnamurthy coming in at that 33.4%. The one that we're really looking at here, Don Tracy is now taking that lead, moving up to 39% over Evans. When we looked at the Kane County side, guys, I mean, we were looking almost neck and neck with those two.
Yeah, right.
Let me double check. We've got an update from the Kane County side at 8 o'clock was the most recent. Nope, 8:15. And let me find where they were doing that one. Let's see here. Yeah, still has Evans winning in Kane County. The overall for the state, though, Don Tracy is taking it across the multiple different counties.
And I kind of figured that that he would actually be the front runner in that election. They both gave a great race on that. I've listened to both of them, and two outstanding people. But like I said, the best man wins in this.
Conyers Irvin concedes in the 7th district. Melissa Conyers Irvin addresses supporters just before 8:30 p.m. to concede the race for the 7th congressional district primary. LaShawn Ford is currently leading. Irvin dropped out. And then, of course, Chad Coppey as well, projected to be the GOP winner for the 7th district. Brad Schneider wins the Democratic side for the 10th district. We've got about 60 seconds until we are out for this half hour for everything. Again, if you want to give us a call, 847-931-1410. I see you over there, caller. We've got some time restraints, so we're going to have to get to you after the bottom of the hour. You're listening to A Political Talk Show here on WRMN. I've got Mr. David Tease. I've got Mike Jones with me as well. And I've got Austin Grant. Stick around. We've got more coming up right after this.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by KFC. Illinois officials are warning taxpayers about changes to U.S. Postal Service postmarks that could affect filing deadlines this year. Officials recommend mailing documents early or filing electronically ahead of the April 15th deadline to avoid penalties. Illinois lawmakers are considering a bill to limit loud commercials on streaming services. The proposal would require platforms to follow the same volume standards as TV broadcasters, preventing ads from playing louder than the program. If approved, the rule would take effect in 2027. Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling for a new plan to boost higher education attainment in Illinois. He's issued an executive order creating a working group to set updated goals after the state fell just short of its previous target. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get ready for an unforgettable night out in downtown St. Charles at O-Shows, where live music, dining, and entertainment come alive. Visit the iconic Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street and experience the venue voted Chicagoland's premier entertainment destination. Whether you're enjoying a headliner concert, dining at Rock and Ravioli, or hitting the speakeasy at Club Arcada, O-Shows creates memories. Tickets and event info at oshows.com, and you can call 630-962-7000. That's 630-962-7000. Make your reservation, bring your friends, and plan your next event at O-Shows. Live music, dining, and entertainment, all in one place. Visit oshows.com and join the fun tonight. Supporter of the America's First Responder Fest.
This is Will Walker with your Fox Valley forecast. Brought to you by Rain-X. Tonight, snow and cloudy with a low around 18. New snow accumulation of around 1 inch possible. Looking ahead to Wednesday, a chance of snow with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 40. Later Wednesday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 33 and a chance of rain showers. Currently, it's 17 and overcast. With your Fox Valley forecast, I'm Will Walker on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Welcome back to a political talk show here on a primary night. We know we love those election nights, whether they happen in November or April or March or whenever else they happen. All kinds of places that they'll happen. Some random Tuesday, you know. We try to keep you abreast as best that we can, including when you can go check out those results. We'll give you an update here in just a moment, but the person on the line has been waiting patiently over here. Welcome to a political talk show there, person on the line. What would you like to talk about?
Is that me on live? Am I live?
It is you.
Woohoo! All right, I have a question. With all the different research of voter fraud, like in Florida and Georgia, it's typically the Republicans that are doing the voter fraud. And then the biggest question I have, when the president calls the governor of Georgia and asks him to find so many votes, how many thousands of votes?
17, what is it, 11,780 votes? Is that the number that you're looking for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is that voter fraud or is that actually treason? What would you say that is?
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell
We're
you.
getting heated.
This is my wheelhouse over here. Welcome to a political talk show. First time listener, I'm sure, but that's okay. Welcome in. Yes, I do believe it is some sort of interference, voter interference with it. As far as treason goes, I mean, you got to look at it a whole bunch of different ways. Maybe I decided to take an oath to defend the Constitution and then decided to not defend that Constitution. It would probably kick me off of the ballot according to the 14th Amendment, but then the Supreme Court might have to step in to make sure that I could get on the ballot. So, I mean, it seems like a very, very messy circumstance for everything. But I agree with you, sir. It is definitely not ethical.
Yeah, very much not okay. Where it falls within the confines of state and local and albeit national laws is kind of to be determined because it's a rather unprecedented event.
Well, the president has no business in anything with the election at all. I mean, there's a few different places for that. So looking for any votes or calling anybody for anything, I mean, shouldn't even be a thing to begin with. Mike, you look like you have something to say.
Maybe I'm a little confused. Do you have to follow the law if you were the president of the United States? Is that something you have to do? Or
well, according to the Supreme Court now, you're not allowed to ask that question.
Okay.
You're not even allowed to question the motivations from the president of the United States, let alone investigate those things that the president said or did.
Yeah, that's a recent update.
That sure is. Yeah, that's a recent one. It wasn't fun when it came in, but you know, it did come down the pipe. Caller, did you have anything else according to the election or anything like that?
I have another question. It's a really important question.
Sure.
I want to know why Michael and Austin are not at my house having St. Patrick's Day dinner right now.
Well, we pulled them into here.
Yes,
we had a political duty, our civic duty, to talk to the community.
I love you guys.
Now you know who your friends are.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it,
Thank
caller.
you for calling. Very, very appreciated.
Now he knows who his friends are.
Yes.
You guys done did it.
As real friends.
Okay.
Let's get you guys an update on everything over there. Let's let the whiz kids with the numbers in front of them go ahead and take it over, fellas.
Sure, there's got to be some new updates here.
There is. We are now 39% reporting for the U.S. Senate, and it looks like Juliana Stratton is still ahead here with 39% of the vote, looking at around 293,000. And Raja is now, yes, in second place, 33% about, with 247,000 votes in counting.
And when you woke me up this morning and said, who do you think would be ahead in the Democratic vote come 8:38 p.m., I would have totally thought it would be Raja Krishnamurthy, but Juliana Stratton, has pulled quite the ways ahead as far as what was projected, wouldn't you say?
I think so. And we've talked about it a couple of times here now already. But I do think that the endorsements that she got from J.B. Pritzker and former President Barack Obama have really pushed her over the edge.
Yeah,
there.
it goes to show what having friends in high places can do for you in the political spectrum.
But back on that number, is Raja in third place or is he in second place in that
second.
vote?
He's still in second.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Robin Kelly with 150,000 votes with about 20%.
That was a big splitter right there for those two.
Yeah, you never know exactly until it's all said and done, but things are looking like it's going to be Stratton or Raja.
And then you look at the pile of candidates right there. How many candidates you had running there? How many of those votes were split? Take it away from Raja.
If those candidates didn't run, I wonder where their votes would have ended up lying, because that's definitely going to come down.
Absolutely. If it was only the top three running, it would be a very different ballgame.
We teased this a little bit on the first hour. This is where rank choice voting, I think, would really shine with something like this.
Totally.
Is even if Raja or Juliana is your number one candidate, maybe Robin Kelly is everybody's second candidate. You know what I mean? Like, this is where ranked choice voting like really shines, when you've got a full house like this.
Yeah, and why not give the American people more of a choice?
Exactly.
Or more specific of a choice.
Full representation would be nice, and I couldn't agree more with that ranked choice voting. It gives a full spectrum on what people really feel about each of the candidates rather than one particular
Instead of just a binary choice for everything.
Well, like I said, I'm going to mark this, and I'm going to say this. After, if Raja loses, I'm sure he's going to be at that podium going, the Democratic Party didn't help me out on this one. You know, he's going to blame the Democratic Party because of the fact is that they, they could have talked to some of these people. Hey, don't. But look at you got 9 people running on there. That's a lot of votes that were split up between the two of them.
Well, the other thing is Raja is also running on a slight, anti-establishment type of system. I could see why the established Democrats weren't pouring into him for it. The other thing is Stratton has such the advantage being the lieutenant governor.
Right.
Also, the endorsements, I think, just came in this week from Obama and Pritzker, or not necessarily from Pritzker, but from Obama. Right. And I think that was because Raja was the presumed winner with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, and what excellent timing to receive such an endorsement.
Yeah.
Less than a week before elections. If you're ever going to get one,
somebody
that's the
pulled
time.
a favor on that one.
Totally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was definitely I'm sure he's going to be very mad after tomorrow.
So let's talk about the Republican side of it, too. Don Tracy, it looks like, is taking it right now, Mike?
Don Tracy is ahead with, looks like, just about 90,000 votes here with a percentage of about 40. Now, keep in mind, we are only 42% reporting so far. And Jeannie Evans is in second place right now at about 22% with about 49,000 votes.
Okay. Once again, look at the numbers here. Republicans throughout the state of Illinois, especially up in this area, Chicagoland area, they are in trouble because look at the fact is the numbers of how many people came out and voted on the Democratic side compared to how many came out and voted on the Republican side. There's a lot of trouble in the Republican Party.
There is.
They're going to have to get people out to vote in November, and they better figure out a way to do it.
It's
and
getting people off
fast.
the couch.
Yeah, and
it's
doing it
getting
fast.
people off the couch. That's it.
The Republican Party is going to need to speak to their people, to their voters, to get out there, get to the polls, vote early, do whatever you got to do to cast your ballot, make your opinion known because, the numbers don't lie. And the numbers show that the Democrats came out today and the Republicans arguably didn't.
When DJT is not on the ticket, the Republicans aren't showing up.
Exactly.
I don't know why.
They could use the endorsement from DJT as well.
And even then, that's getting risky at this point.
That's true too.
I told the chair of the GOP in Kane County, it's going to be a low voter turnout with the Republican Party because, and this is a fine example of how I was right. The Democrats came out in groves. And made sure, for some reason, did not want Raja to take that spot.
Yeah,
and I'm still baffled in my mind.
Yeah,
I'm baffled too. Everything I perceived heading into this day was that Raja was going to be the front runner.
I
at least
believed
a
it too.
decent bit.
Yeah, I did. Well, it could have been because he was the one that was in front of us.
In the commercial.
Yeah, he was the one that was in front of us the most. And I think that's where this early voting swell came in for him too. Is because for what? Easily a month and a half now.
Yeah.
We've seen him.
And he has the war chest.
Yeah.
He has the money to do those commercials, run them every day. He was running those commercials the minute the petition, he was certified on to the election.
Yep.
The minute he got that, all I saw was commercial. Well, Raja.
Well, okay, Mike, Kamala Harris had $1 billion. Right? Are we seeing this again? Are we seeing just the voters don't care how many times you throw somebody in front of me? I'm going to get the guy or the person that I want.
Yeah, I think so. I got my bachelor's degree in marketing, and not all publicity is good publicity. And a lot of times, sometimes people get sick of candidates. They really do. Like you get a bunch of text messages. All you're doing is seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And sometimes people will take it personally. Like, why are you aiming at me? And next thing you know, they're going the other direction. So
almost out of spite.
Yep, out of spite. Which works too.
It can be out of spite, and hopefully, what we see in the near future is more informed voters, more people who don't take everything that they get advertisement-wise as far as their only knowledge. They don't take it to heart. They go out and they do the research. I would love to see that personally as an American. People do the research on candidates, see what really actually represents their interests in issues, and then go out and vote. Maybe we're seeing a change in that, or maybe we're seeing voting out of spite. That's to be determined, and that's anyone's guess.
Well, I think a lot of information access as well. Ballotpedia is definitely pushing clerks, and even independent media is also jumping in to making sure that we actually know the candidates a little bit more. And honestly, that was one of the good things that Donald Trump era of media and politics has put in, is our politicians are a lot more accessible than what they used to be. We got a caller here, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. Hello, caller. Welcome aboard. What'd you like to talk about?
Well, I think that clearly Stratton was better identified as a Democrat. And Raja wasn't very forceful in his advertising and saying, I'm a Democrat running for this position. But Stratton, she didn't either. But people, I think the perception was, and the fact that she's a lieutenant governor, and also, of course, the Obama, and then supposedly Jesse Jackson also endorsed her before he died. I think she is better identified as a Democrat, and Obama, I don't care what anybody thinks, he's still running the Democratic Party in the United States of America.
Oh, yeah, he's a super delegate for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
So, and this is a candidate that he feels he could control better than Raja.
I could see that, and that's where I saw a lot of I agree with you, sir, with Krishnamurthy coming in, not necessarily as anti-establishment Democrat, but almost like I'll stand up to the establishment Democrats, and how they hate anybody even whiffing at standing up against them.
Yeah, and further to that point, as good as that is to go with I'm a for the people candidate, establishing yourself in the footholds and amongst your fellow peers in the party you're running for, as we've seen with the results here, can do a world of good for you as a candidate. And the numbers don't lie on that. Stratton is pulling ahead because She made friends in high places because she put her voice out there rather than just her political ads and things of that nature. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
They just called it for Bailey, sir. Did you see that coming?
I did not see that coming, but I did see the numbers just a second ago on there. He had that lead. So they called it for Bailey. So Bailey and Pritzker. That's what we're going to be looking at round 2.
What about you, sir, on the phone?
Well, see, that's just it. I know David talked about the Republicans got a problem as far as turnout.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem in the Republican Party in the state of Illinois is we don't have the right candidates.
Mm.
We don't have the right people running. If you can't beat Chicago, you're not going to win Illinois.
Yeah, I understand that.
And now here we're going to have a Republican candidate from Xenia, Illinois. And if you went and asked most people where Xenia is, they wouldn't have an idea.
Yeah.
But I've been through Xenia, and it's about 2 blocks long. That's how big.
Yeah, we got a lot of those in Illinois.
Who do you think, if it wasn't Bailey, who do you think would be able to stand up against?
We need to have somebody come before the media, somebody to declare themselves as a candidate and speak to the issues of what's important in the state of Illinois to get our economy here running better than it has. I mean, for you to say that you're happy with the way the state of Illinois is exiting people out of the state because we're tired of all the taxes, I mean, this is not what I'm hearing from the Republican Party.
Thank you.
That voice is not being heard.
Thank you.
So.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate your insight with it.
Yeah. Now, I asked a question earlier online. If you voted early, when is your vote tabulated?
If you voted early, it's tabulated right when the poll closes.
No, actually, the first tabulations are the mail-in ballots, and then will be the second update will be the early voting, and then throughout the night it will be the early voting, and then it will be the last the day of voting out of that. Yeah. That's always how it's gone.
Yeah,
I also wanted to know: is Geneva going to get that new police building? Do you think that referendum will pass?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it.
Look at it.
Yeah, I'll definitely pull that up. The Geneva referendum. See, I knew they were going to sneak a referendum in me. Buddy.
Well, actually,
I knew they were. Actually, I don't live in Geneva, so I guess I'm okay.
Elgin Township snuck a referendum in there too. So
see?
So we did that too to do a test how referendums work. Let the voters vote for it. Come on.
Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate it, and we'll check in with that Geneva referendum.
I'd like to have a referendum that would ask the voters if they'd like to spend all the money that's available in the state, or if maybe they'd like to save a certain amount of it.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We don't have enough time to take a break, but yes, that's the other side of it too. Is the candidate quality? I think is there as well. I think it's not necessarily that they're bad candidates, but just like the caller talked about, they have to be able to go up against a Chicago candidate.
Yeah, you have to prove you're worth your salt in the political spectrum on either side of the aisle. You have to prove in a way you represent the people you're speaking for and that you agree with their values and how they are going to vote. And that's way easier said than done. And as a political candidate, not only do you have to agree with that in terms of internally, you have to externalize that and let your voters know, this is what I stand for. If you feel this way, you should vote for me. Please vote for me.
Yeah, and I think that, the Republican Party kind of has a unique opportunity right now because just like in everything, really, the pendulum eventually swings back. And I think, obviously we with Rauner and then it, swinging to, the more Democratic side, I think that pendulum is coming back. It's just a matter of, is there going to be somebody in the office that is going to be able to take that back?
Yeah, I agree. The Republicans Party is starving for someone to come out into the limelight and say, hey, I disagree firmly with Pritzker. Here's what I'm willing to do to represent your values and how you feel against this man and what I am willing to do to make positive change in our state.
Well, and I think the same way, too, is the reason why I like Bailey's platform for it, because he does say that. But the issue is that, like the caller just said, he's not a actual city type of politician. He doesn't have the glitz and glamour that you need for this. We've got another
glitz and glam is super needed too.
We got another caller we're going to get to before we go to the end of the hour here. Hello, caller. Welcome aboard.
Hello.
Hello.
I actually have a serious question here.
Yeah.
Now, if we were to have a Republican that was not a MAGA, right? A normal person, just like,
a Romney or I don't know.
Somebody that was not a racist pedophile, POS.
No, we don't want those in any of our politicians, but yeah.
For lack of objectivity here.
Sure.
In Illinois, would you feel like we are actually more of a conservative state than we are liberal?
Well,
Had we had politicians that were more common sense about issues instead of kissing up.
Well, I think once you leave the ring and the influence of the city, it gets redder as you go out. And honestly, I think a lot of even the collar cities and collar counties are starting to become purple. We've seen that with a couple of people from even the township side of things.
Right.
We've also seen that in some of the city elections as well.
Do you remember when union folks used to be extremely conservative?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm waiting for the Republican Party to come back to the Republican roots. We'll see it eventually once. But I mean, it's the same thing that happened with the Tea Party. It's the same thing that happened with the Know Nothings. It's the same. I mean, it's the same thing that's happened over and over and over again. Republicans come in with a great idea, and wackadoos come in and hijack the party. That's what happens.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The more
all the time.
The more John McCain style of Republicans of being somewhat towards the middle, but being on more Republican sides as it is in tune to solving issues. That's kind of died away in recent years, and it would be nice to bring that back. And I can attest my hometown of Schaumburg, Illinois, is very much Republican in their roots, but sometimes is indecisive because they don't want to. A lot of people, I would think, don't want to go the whole MAGA route. They don't want to go far right, but they don't want to go the Democratic route either. So it'd be nice to find something in the middle.
The majority of Americans, and we've got a business economist with us. The majority of Americans are fiscally conservative and socially liberal. That's most Americans. We don't want to overspend on our budget, and we want to make sure that gay people can own guns to protect their weed plants. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
wow, I couldn't agree more.
At the end of the day, like, that's what a lot of people want.
Than anything else. And
absolutely.
Everybody hates to admit that.
And Mike here can attest to all of that as the economist.
Yeah, I guess that's why they brought me on.
Yeah, that's why we did that. Yeah.
Gay people with the with their guns. And
in closing out, caller, I want you all to remember one thing. In closing this out, the independents weren't voting into this. Okay,
yeah. So there's no independents.
That's very true.
So the bottom line is these numbers are going to be bigger, and hopefully the Republican Party get off their butt to start working hard. But you got to remember when Kane County had that 0.75% sales tax increase as a referendum, Democrats and Republicans and independents came out in groves and voted no for that referendum.
Absolutely.
That's what we have to do. We have to say no to no more taxes in the state of Illinois. We are being taxed to death. You're going to be taxed for driving to work in your car. You're going to be taxed for getting on a train to go to work. And you're going to have to do that on your taxes with your car, your mileage. Watch it. It's coming. It's on the floor.
Yeah, I agree. As a resident of Schaumburg, Illinois, we have quite the sales tax being in part Cook County. We have a restaurant tax higher than anybody else in the state.
And that's
Getting
what's
that lowered would
contributing
be very nice.
Turning purple. That's what's contributing to turning purple. That's it. Thank you, caller. I really appreciate it. We got to get going.
Last question. One last question for everybody. If you were a dictator, what would be the two laws that you put in place?
Free
Number
ice
one
cream for
me,
everybody.
no ketchup on hot dogs.
He's been listening.
You have been listening. Excellent work.
Thank you, sir. We got to get going.
Should be allowed to drink as much Malort as they want.
Sure, all the Malort and coming out of fountains. Hey, gentlemen, thank you very much for jumping in with me. We've got Darren Bailey jumped in for it. Don Tracy has won the Senate
officially.
one as well.
Yeah, that's official.
And so Don Miller has also won District 2. The one I'm looking for is District 9. We'll see if Biss, Abigazale, or Fine make it. You're listening to a political talk show here on WRMN. We'll see you next time.
Has been dedicated to caring for our customers and protecting our community. What began in a family basement with just 2 employees has grown into a team of more than 300, supported by nearly 200 service vehicles. But our mission has never changed. We're here to keep the people and businesses we serve safe. Our service technicians are available 24/7, 365 days a year across Northern Illinois because your safety can't wait. To learn more, visit foxvalleyfire.com or call 847-695-5990. A proud member of the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce, supporting the local business community.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 9 o'clock.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. There's a strong message from Supreme